What's up, everybody? Here's the theme.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
All right, we are here, everybody. We are very good. It's Tuesday. This is the Golden Guys, and we don't consider B. Arthur just our favorite Golden Girl, but also our favorite bartender from the Star Wars Holiday Special. Shout out to Armac and happy Life Day, Wookiee Life Day to everybody out there. That's right. The Holiday Special Day. There's B. Arthur right there as the bartender.
B.
Representing the best right there.
Cheers, B.
Yep. So, speaking of holiday specials and trash, how's everybody's Grails? No, we're going to talk about Grails tonight. Going to hear a lot about what characteristics we talk about Grails. We're going to focus on not just any particular books. We'll show some books, but what characteristics of a Grail would make. We got some stuff. I'm sure some people have some stuff to show. We are happy to be back. We've got a packed show for everybody. Very excited. But I'm going to introduce right now this guy over here. It's good to have him on here, the original Sophia, but one of the best right here. Mr. Legend, how are you?
Man, JD, it's great to be here live tonight here on Golden Guys. You know, it's your hottest show, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. You want to be here to see what these guys got to tell you, because what they say is some of the brightest information you're going to find out here in the YouTube comic book community about Golden Age comic books. JD, great to be here, man.
Thanks a lot, man. DS, great having you back. How are you? A little busy.
Good. I'm doing well. Yeah, I don't really have anything going on. I picked up some big books. I have a lot of stuff on the way, but I'll tell you right now, the story of the hobby is USPS seems shut down. Nothing is moving out there.
Oh,
I don't know if it's happened for anyone else, but I mean, I've got packages out there that were shipped 2 weeks ago and they haven't even barely moved. It's like USPS mail is at a standstill.
I've got some things in the hopper that I'm like, okay, this is what I'm waiting on, an original art piece. Kind of nerve-wracking, but yep, definitely feeling that. Yep. Yeah. So, Guru, how is it? Good having you back, my friend. How have you been? It was a busy weekend for you, huh?
Yeah, it was a busy weekend. It was a good weekend. Appreciate everybody who came out. It's been fun, man.
It was so great to watch. I was sitting there watching that and was watching somebody else's thing at the same time, and I kept going back to yours. I'm just going to shout out at the variety of his claimant sale. It's done in a way where it captivated me. It's a captivating show to see what's going on, how fast you can keep up with what's going on, and the way you do it is scientific. Very good. Well,
okay. It's so weird because like I don't see comments, so I'm literally like in a dark. I'm like in a quiet space in my head. Like
so many people who self-police. It's so good.
I'll tell you, there's a comment I put out there which I don't think was relayed to you, but I think Comic Pops thanked me for it. But and this is the honest to God truth. When I watch your claim sales, Jeff, I usually am not planning on buying anything at the time, but I love watching. It is encouraging and refreshing to see a dealer with good books at realistic prices and willing to work with people. And it's like no BS. You're there to move books. You're trying to move them and give people deals, and it's refreshing. There's so often there's sellers out there that want to set GPA records and they don't move anything and you can't deal with them, and it's discouraging. And then when I see your claim sale, and there's others too, but it's specifically yours, it's refreshing and it's encouraging. It's like, yes, we can get stuff in this hobby done, and it's like it's so refreshing. I typed it in there. I don't think you saw, obviously, and but that seems to be a consensus of your claim sales from the chats, and I've been on all of them so far, just watching and participating. Really, really refreshing.
Back in the day, also a great thing about DS back in the day, he used to show up in this dude's auction, Legends Live auction, and he was always a good bidder, and he knew where the good items were. He knows the good sellers and not those BS sellers. So Jeff, man, the Golden Age guru, one of the best. You can
Thanks,
always trust him. Find him on IG. Man, you may even see a special cameo appearance by a guy named Comic Tom 101. He may even stop by, so you never know what will happen over there with Golden Age Guru, man.
There you go. All right, there. And Jeff, how you been other than the busy weekend?
Oh, man, good. I mean, still busy because I'm invoicing and packing now. I should be doing that right now, but God, I got to take a mental break, man. I might jump into some Fortnite later, too, to just disappear.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good, man. Just keeping it mellow, staying locked down for as long as possible. Trying to stay away from the post office. I had to go today because the package was late, like 4 days late, and the line was like 25 deep. I was just like, oh, God. But it's what it is, and I got to go back tomorrow again. Good Lord.
Yep.
But all good, guys.
All right, Knights, Mike, how we doing down there?
Pretty good.
Youngest one in Grails. How we doing?
I'm bummed I missed the sale, but you know what? Today I started a new job.
Yes. Woo-hoo! Congratulations on that.
Hopefully soon, you know, I'll pay attention to these sale threads, you know, and
it gets dangerous real quick. I'll be honest with you.
Back in the game again, so that'll be good.
Now back in the game. Are you literally back in the game? Are you back in the game? Back in the gaming industry, eh? All right.
So let's all get ready for our DMs from Knights about what happened to timely prices. Is this right? Are they really?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yes, that's pretty much every time I talk to DS. He's like, "Check it out." I'm like, "Oh, cool," and then he tells me the price. I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, there was a Marvel. I was gonna text you about this Marvel mystery I saw it go on. Was it Heritage this weekend? I was like, wow, that was a lot more than I thought it was. I think I was looking 2,200 for it. And it wasn't in great condition. It was in one of the best ones. It wasn't even a Schoenberg, and it went 6,300. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you know, I tried using that to negotiate a better salary. Like, you know, I know that comic prices have really increased in the past year. So, but yeah, they weren't going for that. So
nice. All right, good having you here. Good having everybody there. I'm going to shout out the chat. Of course, I don't have my glasses on, so I got to bring them on the big board. First one up is Ricky. Ricky says hello to everybody. Having him here. Chris Barrett. Guys, this is going to be a banana, bonanza, maybe banana. Mr. Gretzky, great having him here. Love it when you're here. Good having him. Big fan. Knights is here. I have to put you on the big screen. Stream Elements. The bot is running. Legend bot running.
The bot is in control.
That's it. We are ready to go. Comicore is here. Great. C. Woodard. Ka-chung.
Oh, wow. Seawood. Yeah.
Woodard 19. Look at this guy. Hey, yo. I mean, you got to check out his Tuesday show.
Oh, yeah. The C. Woodard 19 Tuesday night live stream, one of the hottest shows earlier in the evening tonight that took place where C. Woodard 19 showed the rest of his 1,000 signatures. And these this time were on his hardcover books, fans. So make sure. Hardcover books with excellent artists, excellent writers. Make sure you check out the Seawood 19, and you'll be glad you did, man. JD, just a good dude.
Good having him here. Comic Spectre. Goodbye, my good friend.
Comic Spectre right here.
One of the best.
Israel right here gifted me this bad boy, the 9.8. They gave me a Dr. freaking Doom, dude. Dan Slott story, man. One of the best.
Right there.
Is that Ribic? Yeah, it is.
And Mac Daddy Austin. Hey guys, 109. Good having him here. Well, all right, let's chat a little bit. Good having everybody here. Is my old partner on the Unlimited show from back in the day.
We got a little frisky when he showed up, JB.
We were good. We did. So, Grails. Why don't you take it over?
Sure.
Oh, does anybody want to show anything? They got.
I got one book to show.
Yeah, well, you got a lot. I've watched you. I keep an eye on you.
Why don't you
relate
it to one of your answers?
Oh.
You could relate it to one of your answers in my poll here, though. You want to hear about the poll first?
Yeah. What kind of poll? Is it a poll we got to dance around?
Well, so we're going to each go around circle here, and we're going to say what characteristics do we think a Grail means? Like, what does a Grail mean to us? What do we think is, like expensive or like rare?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or like, whatever, it does this to me or whatever, no one else has it, whatever. So, maybe what you're going to show might have one of those qualities or something that might work. But, I could start off with an example of, I'd say, to me, a Grail needs to be the best of its kind. Like, best of its, not totally genre, but like for instance, like
category,
the best Captain America book, period.
Okay.
Or something
yeah.
Best in title, best in title, or like book.
And think of it like Family Feud.
We assume you mean Wonder Woman.
And think of it like Family Feud
I
stuff.
get it.
You gotta what would Mama call her Grail? And you'd be like, it would have to be this or whatever.
So the first criteria of a Grail, well, let me get this right. First criteria of a Grail for you is it has to be the best of its title or like comic group. In other words, for example, the best Wonder Woman it can be a Sensation one or a Wonder Woman, But
that would be a little tougher, right? But maybe like Action One of all
Superman books, right?
Action One.
Yeah. Okay.
Hard to dispute that. Right?
Okay, if it is a superhero book. Okay.
Yeah, I'm happier to not be a Superman collector.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I said on that one. Okay. So
you want to go DS?
Yeah, sure. So for me, Grail, there's Grails for different categories for me, but I think the one common thread for all of my Grails is it's challenging to get.
Challenging to acquire.
It's easy to get and it's expensive or super cool or whatever. It's not really a Grail. The Grail for me always, they're challenging. And maybe it's because it's super expensive. Maybe it's because it's super rare. Maybe it's because it's high in demand and it's just tough to grab one. But the challenge of it is what makes it a Grail. So the more challenging books that I pick up are Grails. Usually it's more challenging. So
yeah,
that's absolutely phenomenal point. Great. Perfect. So we've got best of its kind and the challenge factor. In other words, you just can't go on eBay and find this one, or it doesn't show up that often.
Yeah, it's super rare. Maybe it's super expensive.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Find a specific grade you want.
Challenging, but challenging. For someone who only makes $100 a year,
it has to be challenging. That's good.
It could. Hulk 181 could be challenging to them. So
right. So okay, Legend.
Yeah, so basically for me, I'm going to go ahead and show you in life, you're always on that quest to get that collectible, that thing you've been looking for so long. Maybe it was the 1991 Playmates action figure from Dick Tracy, Steve the Tramp, the hobo. Man, a lot of Newsweek action on that guy, making a hobo into an action figure. Man, they thought they were making fun of the homeless. Regardless, it's something like that, very rare, something no one else is really looking for, but you know that you're looking for it. Now, will other people be looking for it too? Yes, they will, but you have that drive, you have those wants, you have those needs to succeed, and you want to get your Grails. So in life, as far as the comic books go, and the football card, by the way, Holy Grail and Holy Grail and only Grail as far as football goes. I still want to get my NBA Holy Grail. There's my John Elway and John Elway's glorious teeth. Very good. But let me show you this, though. So my three, I'm going to go ahead and show you my Holy Grails. And basically, you wanted a characteristic. I'm sorry, I'm filler buster and like Drew Manchu. But I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way.
Well, we're going to do a round again, so you don't have to do all three.
Yeah.
Well, the character, I've got tons of books, so I'm going to do all three real quick. The characteristic is, for a Grail, for me personally, it is those hard to get freaking issues that have your favorite characters in them, whether it be one of their best storylines they've ever had, or whether it was, their first appearance, or whether it was their demise and their death. Very popular comics like that. Those are the rare ones. But for me, I collect them because I love the character. And if that becomes my favorite character, I do want to have its first appearance. Like this first appearance here. My favorite Marvel characters are the Fantastic Four team. Ben Grimm, of course, is my favorite.
Blue-eyed Ben Grimm.
The team. Blue-eyed Ben Grimm. But he's down there cold, chilling, ready. But this is a 5/5 sand by Stan the Man Lee. Really awesome signature placement too. I freaking love that coming out.
So I think you're saying personal meaning.
Personal meaning, favorite characters. Personal meaning. Here's another one. You know, Michael, you never get tired of looking at that bad boy there.
Oh yeah.
One of my other favorites right there, Wiz Comics 2, restored, beautiful 7.5, restored by the pros to make this thing look like it came from a newsstand in 1940. That's a damn good one. First appearance of old Billy Batson there, the old Wizard Shazam. And then this is just one of my classic personal grails. I mean, these guys here, bam, the Three Stooges. They meant so much to me. Like growing up, every morning it was Three Stooges. It just embedded in my brain, and I got the whole DVD, freaking 190 shorts, all on DVD collection. So very cool. May upgrade to Blu-ray. You never know, huh?
First appearance of Shemp.
Yeah, first appearance of Shemp is in the closet there. That's Volume 3 Stooges Volume 2 by St. John's Publishing. This is 1949 when it was Jubilee Publishing. This is one. There was 2 issues in this series. I have the other ones, but I don't have them graded just yet. But this is an Infinity cover by Joe Kubert, and it's the first Three Stooges comic book of all time.
Nice.
So, man, very cool though. But yeah, for me, like I said, it has to be. I've got to be invested in the character.
Invested in the character. So we've got
that's one of them. Yeah.
Invested in the characters. We've got.
I'd say that's personal meaning. Yeah.
Personal meaning. Okay,
personal meaning.
Good.
We've got challenging. We've got
best of kind
and best of kind.
Now, from each and one of you guys, what do you think about those books? Do you think they're worthy of being Grails?
Well, we'll see after we get a list.
All right, sorry, I'm going a little bit too fast.
We'll see.
I would say the number one criteria for me, if it's a comic book and it's a Grail book, appearance. You have to love the cover. I'm not saying the grade. I'm saying the cover head has to present well. You don't want to have one of your Grails be over bleached or just not able to see the cover and just to say you have it. You really want to have one that presents well because you're going to be staring at that. That would be my biggest thing.
So aesthetically pleasing.
Aesthetically pleasing would be the number one criteria. Not so much the grade. You know what I mean? Not so much the grade, but the appearance of it. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In comic book world. And it's also in the art world, too. You have to really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Jeff.
get it just for the sake of it.
It's getting harder as we go around.
Again, this is like a really tough question for most because it's comic books like an emotional tether to you when you buy it because it there's such a visceral thing when you're buying comics and what you like about them, and Grails are so different for everybody and their level. But a lot of what you guys said already is a lot of what a Grail is. Another thing I'd like to add is, for me, is the demand of it that people or the want by other people. So if it's like something that's so coveted by the entire comic community, for me, I find that to be really appealing when I'm looking for a Grail. Whether I enjoy Western or not, if it's an extremely coveted book, like you said, rare. When it's rare or hard to find, those are all depending on how you want to use them. But just because it isn't graded doesn't mean it's rare, right? Just because someone hasn't graded an Archie 77 doesn't mean it's a rare book, right? It's just because it says the census. But I'm talking about truly, truly rare, Fox books. I mean, you can get a Timely, you can get a DC book any one time you really want, but you want to get a certain Fox book, you can't.
You get that gold. You want that Dan Garrett Golden Age freaking Blue Beetle.
Yeah. So for me, it's a coveted book. It's extremely rare and coveted by the community as a whole. And then
would you say universal appeal? High universal appeal.
I mean, it's on many things, but I'm just going to give you one. It's just it being coveted by other people. So just knowing that I have one and others don't. So for me, that's however you want to put that.
It's like power.
I like knowing that I have something that maybe 5 other people have or 10 other people have and really want. I mean, maybe it's part of the rarity of it, but still being coveted on top of that.
Yeah,
so,
it's like you're holding one of the Infinity Stones, right? DS.
And that could also mean grade too. So it means maybe the book has got 80 copies, but only 3 are graded in 9.0 or higher, and you have like the 9.0, but so just
it'd be like high demand, maybe like
it's sort of like exclusivity. You're in an exclusive sort of a group of very small amount of collectors that might have a book similar or comparable to yours. Maybe there's only a couple in grade, or maybe there's only a couple total, and everybody wants one, but you're one of the few that has it.
Maybe high quality.
Well,
it's tough to really just. I mean, we're splitting hairs on some of these, so it's really.
So one of the things that we just went over, appearance and the scarcity. Somebody brought up something about what's the difference between hard to find, challenging, scarce, and rare. We can do a whole show on that. But I will say some of the things that there are completists out there. This is one of the things with completists. Their Grail may not be the hardest one of, let's say, a 5-issue set. It might be just they're all hard to find or something like that. So being an exclusive club even means more to completists. I know that. I know that's like their big thing. Is I have 2016 there was a guy who had every More Fun comic. Number was 1 through 127. And does anybody remember when that guy sold everyone off?
I don't remember, but I know
one on the CGC boards in 2006.
I know Michael down there would love to get that freaking More Fun Spectre first appearance.
Oh, he had
or any of that
stuff. He wanted 65. I think he said he sold it for 57.
Yeah, there's definitely between rarity and hard.
Well, I think we can go around one more time.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So to me, and I put high demand, unique appeal, high quality. That one's tough, Jeff, but maybe we could refine that as we go. Because I think that's definitely something. Like, it's like the house on the block, but this is the only one that you get the look. You could see the Sears Tower and the lake and your higher like it's like got all these like special things that make it like
got the infinity pool to it.
Yeah.
So maybe like a higher graded of a golden age, like maybe a kick-ass timely cover with your name
pedigree.
More and all of them on it. Yeah, a pedigree. Right, JD.
Pedigree.
That's right.
That's what pedigree people like. Because I personally am one of those pedigree people. So
yeah,
I collect I only do Bronze Age pedigree, but I do Bronze Age pedigree. One modern in there, but it fell in.
So to me, the next one is kind of it's a weird one to put, but it's kind of like I know it's an actual Grail to me. When I get it kind of changes my outlook on my collecting. It kind of satisfies me. Like you feel kind of fulfilled or like satisfies. I don't know how to.
I tell you what that feels like, man. I've had some of those good times, baby. And when I do, I'm always getting crazy. But we got to get to this chat, Michael. We got old Anthony
satisfying
here. Yeah, says. You know what else is satisfying? Having another Three Stooges fan, Anthony Purdue, is in the chat, giving us the nod, dropping it like it's hot, telling us that yes, Norma Moore, cover artist along with old Joe Geber, but Norma Moore married Moe's daughter. Of course, Joan Howard became Joan Howard Moore, and that was how it went, man. A great Three Stooges story, and it's great to have that guy in the chat, Michael. What do you think?
It is, absolutely.
I know you love
I'd love to hear what he thinks are the top 3 qualities of a Grail.
I want to get to round 2 with DS, though.
So satisfying?
Yeah, satisfying.
Yeah, so, the challenging is the first one I came up with. The second one, it's sort of, I like scarce books. I like books that are very hard to find and rare. But it's challenging. I like books that a lot of my Grails are very unique. I love when I pick up a Grail and I show it to other collectors broadly in the community, and they say, "Wow, DS, I have never seen that book before." And I really like being able to share a book that nobody has seen before and is just such a unique comic book piece of art that people haven't seen before. And this is a prime example. People in Golden Age are familiar with this, but not everybody. But you get outside of Golden Age, most people have never seen this book before. It doesn't even come up if you're in Golden Age and you're looking for it. It's just such a unique cover. It's so different than a lot of stuff out there. And it's just the unique factor of this is the Grail. It's just so different and bizarre and cool and unique, and there's nothing like it. I mean,
what year did that come out? What year did that book come out?
1944.
44.
Wow, dude, that's.
And I'll tell you, I picked this up
cover too.
Before you're like, oh, you got a Dynamic 8. You guys know what it is, but most of the other people in the community, when I posted this or showed it to them, they had never seen it before. So, there's a whole range of collectors in the Silver Age and Bronze and superheroes and Fantastic Four and all this other stuff. It's just such a unique book and so cool. And so that's a Grail. I don't know, uniqueness, I guess.
Yeah, uniqueness.
The show, when you showed that, the next day I had 2 phone calls from watchers. Asked one of them saying, that's one of the books I don't have of my Chesler collection. It was one. And the other guy, and he has several Punch 12s. And he says it's just harder to find than you think. And he goes, and that grade is actually higher. It would be his lowest of his high grade ones, but he says anytime you find that book, it's a rarity. So
yeah, there's only a couple higher than 3.0. I mean, there's only maybe 10 copies or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them are like 1.0 to 2.0 range. So yeah.
One of the, I guess, criteria for a Grail, when Legend brought up personal investment or your heart's into it, and I appealed, then we went into everything right there. I think one of the I like belonging to the club of having that piece or one of a kind or whatever, that was good. But another criteria that kind of falls in with all of that stuff is it would be the book that you would constantly want to show but you want to, you're satisfied at the end of it, but it was the accomplishment you saved for it. You didn't just go out and say, that's my Grail, I'm going to go buy it today. It took you a long time to get it for the scarcity and everything else, but you planned on it. You looked at them. You told people. You were searching for it. And that satisfaction, but that quest, the journey, you have to have that journey for it to be a Grail, in my opinion.
It's like going from a rookie to a veteran in a sports team. It's like you start early and you finish strong, JD.
So are you skipping Legend? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. Go to Legend. No.
Yeah, my second one, I guess my second one is, I don't want to be like my old boy. Where is he? I got the Don Rosa down here. We're going to show him here in a little while. But I don't want to be like him. But sadly, when you have the characters that you like my characters, like with the Three Stooges, those first 2 volumes, very scarce, very rare, especially the 2 copies, issue 2, issue 3, they were 3D. So you want to get, of course, the 3D glasses attached to get that sweet blue label on those. But very just hard to freaking find. And, of course, Fantastic Four, each time, someone, holds the number 4 up or you get on the news and they're hyping up, oh, Fantastic Four, it's coming out. Then, of course, all of the books go up in price. So if you don't have the Fantastic Four books, you're kind of SOL because you're going to have to pay higher prices. If you already do have the FF books, then your books are now worth a lot more money because people are pumped, people are excited, and hope to God if the movie is great, then the books should even go higher. But more valuable, and if the book sucks, it'll go down. So valuable, man, Mike, valuable, dude.
Yeah,
because I like kind of thinking about buying a book, back in 2013 for a price, and then a 4-figure price, and then in 2020 it is a 5-figure price. So man, just unbelievable, dude, how quick something can go up in price off I guess pop culture news or stuff like that.
So Jeff, you go, since
I barely struggled with my first one. I really struggled, so I don't know where else to go with this, guys. I guess if those who like signatures, trying to get a coveted signature, maybe, could be kind of cool for somebody, whether it's verified yellow or not. But finding a cool book with, like, you know, a Frazetta signature in it, or a Lufine, or just something all of a sudden inside an interior page.
Oh wow, look at him!
It's like another little thing, like a
that's a book apart from just being the book. Lots of people have an FF1. Not a lot of people have an FF1 signed by Lee.
It's got a history to it.
Yeah, man. This one and the
history to the book, like a story, a history.
Yeah, that's what's great about pedigrees, is the history.
Yeah.
If you want to know the history and the journey that it took for the Fantastic Four book here with Stan the Manly, it was a great one. And like throughout my early YouTube videos, you can kind of go along. I'm sure me and DS have known each other. Me and Michael Neitzel, we've known each other for a long time. And I'm sure y'all remember through the days of me showing that book and telling that story. But it's just one of those things, you know, when a person can get their Holy Grail and obtain that Holy Grail, the feeling is amazing. It's like you won the freaking jacket at the golf game, or whatever, the Masters. No disrespect, I don't know much about golf. Or you won a Hall of Fame ring with your team, or a Finals MVP. You know, it's freaking awesome, because yes, you can say, if someone says, "Oh, well, this movie's coming out. Oh, I'm excited for this." Blah blah blah, and then you're like, "Yeah, here's my first Captain Marvel." You know. That is pretty good stuff, though.
I could show one book that just kind of hits on all points for me. Go ahead. In general, whenever we want to. Like this book here, I think it's a prime example, okay? When you look at this book,
Jabberjaw.
It's a classic cover.
9/0.
Whether the label says it or not, to me, it screams classic. It's considered classic. It's not the easiest to find. It's a already coveted book by collectors, and it's a 9/0. So for me, this is a grail.
Oh wow!
For me, like, is it the most expensive book in the world? No, but it hits on all these points and separates itself from so many other books. Like, if it was just a 4.0, I would still like the book. Would it be in that Grail tier for me? Probably not. Right? So that's just an example.
Exceptional quality.
No, just all the points I mentioned.
The 9.0 is impressive. Any copy of that book is impressive, because it's super tough to find. That's super cool. The 9.0, it makes it a little bit cooler. But I'll tell you, my favorite thing about that book, Jeff, every time you show it, it is so clean. That book always is dirty, and it's like it's got tanning on it. And that book is so clean. It's the whites on top, and then the blues in the coloring. It's just so clean. I don't even see the 9.0. I just see how clean it is, and it's such a beautiful copy.
And Guru,
I know. So
what year did that one come out?
This came out in 43, August 43.
Wouldn't it be cool, DS? Like me and DS, we love these kind of stories, kind of like little Twilight Zone, kind of like little dark GA. But what if we held on to that 1943 boy book, and when we held that book, we were teleported and transported back to 1943? Dude, that'd be some good shit right there. And then we can we can buy the books off the shelf. TS.
I put myself to sleep at night having time travel fantasies of going back in time.
You know how they do it to smuggle the
That's why I always
go to the U.S. We'll do it from time travel style comics to the future.
That's a prime example of how sick comic collectors are. Instead of going back in time to change history and make a life better in the world, we're going back and get comic books. That's what we would do.
I want to get a couple action ones.
I just want to go back in time with a pocket full of dimes and hit the newsstand in Chicago somewhere and just run through that newsstand in 1940.
Remember, do not bring FDR dimes.
Right. Liberty dimes only.
Because
Liberty dimes only.
Yeah, that's a. We'll do some odd jobs in 1938 or something.
So
that exceptional quality, Jeff.
All right.
I think the historic uniqueness of the signature goes back to the pedigree selection, I think.
Yeah, so the signature is the one of a kind factor. That's good.
JD, I think you got to give one.
Yeah.
Or no, JD, you gotta give one.
Oh, JD. Okay.
I gave one earlier. I jumped. Are we doing round 3?
Well, I wasn't sure if you gave one or you were commenting on.
Hunt, you have to have a hunt to get it. In other words, that's part of the thrill of
it. Drive
down. Like for me, I've got. Like I am on a quest to find pages.
Drives you
thrill
the struggle, the struggle to acquire it.
West, Roberta Williams, Sierra Entertainment. Yes,
I want to call it my struggle because that's Mein Kampf. I don't.
I mean, that's similar to challenge.
I just want to say the hunt of it, the hunt of the book,
the hunt, the journey you take from point A to point B to see if they got what you need, man. That's right.
I love the fact that somebody brought up that. On a different show we were talking about was, I don't know if you guys heard this, but 3 Star Wars 35-cent number 1s were found
cool
in a home with and that's not all that was in there. They were all 35-cent variants. So how many we thought there were less, and now we just found 3 of each, or whole sets, unopened boxes of those. So they're freaking out about this. I'm waiting to hear how true it is and everything else, but it seemed legit from one of the sources I heard. So
wow, now that makes me wonder.
People are avoiding COVID. Does not matter now. People are getting on planes.
Those
to go see
those Star Wars books. Was it some kid from around the day those books came out? Did he hide them in a house?
No
was
idea.
He going to go back to the house?
Star Wars. I think there was just that era of books, and the 30
era,
and they would be in the location that would be. So,
or could a time traveler have left it, JD?
I guess maybe.
Hadn't got it back yet.
So I'll go. I think maybe we could do one last one each.
Doctor Who.
Getting really hard.
Yeah.
One last one. For me, it's the book has to transcend the hobby for a kind of universal appeal. Like I
really
Wonder Woman #1 to someone who doesn't even really collect comics or something, or like a Cap One or something, and they might be like, "Whoa," like it kind of has a universal appeal. Like people in other countries might collect. I don't know. It's like
okay. My question is this personal Grail or universal Grail? Because that's 2 different things. Universal Grail, everybody's based on all our comments would want probably the action one. But personal Grail,
I think it depends on the awareness of the world at that point in time, really.
I would say, okay. DS?
Gotta have one. People respond, like you all know it. Sometimes you'll think a book is awesome, or like, All-Star 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might show that to someone who loves Wonder Woman, but they wouldn't give a rat's ass because they don't even know what the hell it is. But Wonder Woman #1.
I know what it is. I give a rat's ass. I don't give a rat's ass. I don't give a rat's ass about straight, and I know what it is. Oh my god!
All right.
Yeah, I think another aspect of a Grail is, it sort of is similar to what Knights was saying. It transcends, but it transcends comics for me. Like there are other interests I have in life and other hobbies. None I'm obsessive about as much as comics, obviously, but I really like science fiction. I love science fiction movies. I like science fiction books. I really just like science fiction and just like space travel and physics. I did astronomy. I just love all that stuff. So in comics, I apply that, and I really like sci-fi books. So this is a Grail for me that sort of transcends just comics, because this is a sci-fi piece for me. I like sci-fi, and this is a piece of my love for sci-fi. Yes, it's a comic book Grail because I love sci-fi over and above comics. So in comics, I grab the best example of a sci-fi.
Absolutely.
So it ties into other interests I have in life that I really love, which is science fiction. So, this Planet Comics 1 makes
it is the #1 science fiction comic book. Doesn't even, not all time. Doesn't Golden Age era wins every time.
When you're the best around, the Mylar bags are never going to let you down. When you're the best around, The Mylar bags are never going to let you down. DS.
Yeah, these are actually poly bags though. But
Shit. You went Cobra Kai in, brother.
I don't like those Mylar bags. They crack on the bottom. They scratch inside. It's like nails on a chalkboard in the box. I like the poly. I like poly bags for everything, man.
They do piss me off. DS.
I think
I got to use them all up first before I can go back to poly.
I think that would be very similar to what I said about universal appeal transcends comics. But I had one that I have another one to add, so you could take that one. Critically acclaimed, like
I
classic cover.
Well, yeah, classic cover.
Critical acclaim.
To me, it is one thing about a Grail. The Hunt. We've gone through a bunch of these examples. I think Guru kind of started the topic right there when he talked about the signatures and stuff like that. And you brought up the meaningful one, maybe, and this is kind of different because some of these you don't know who the artist is, but sometimes it does matter who the cover artist is for a Grail. Would matter. I mean, I'm gonna have to throw it in there. It matters to me. The fact that it doesn't. It would be a factor to make it a Grail versus a key. How about that?
Would that make it historic? Historic then?
Well, no, because not every Kirby cover or every Schoenberg cover is historic.
Yeah,
but we're discussing.
This is critically acclaimed right here, but it isn't Golden Age.
It's a great read.
But critically acclaimed, great read at 9.8, double sign. My favorite.
That meets a lot of criteria that we discussed.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, one of these days, like 80 years from now, JD, this is going to be kind of like just as good. What do like a double Golden Age times 2 or something? Like,
the only thing I tell everybody about that is they'll be in some new plastic slab.
We'll be in slab too, won't we?
Everything's going to be slabbed eventually. There's so I mean that's one of the things. It sucks for the Golden Age because we've always liked to. Now it's a thing, but I heard from CGC the amount of modern books they're getting sent right now is ridiculous.
Oh wow, they're getting a lot of modern sent.
More moderns than they ever seen.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, their turnaround times for modern dropped down to 27 days.
Yeah, they're putting so many people on. Yeah, they're putting other people
graders from all the other categories, and they're just doing moderns and banging.
It's probably easier to grade a modern.
100% correct. They're trying to get rid of that queue because there's so much in there of they're seeing all the things from the Marvel and the Star Wars and everything that's coming out.
Stuff coming out, yeah.
They get bombarded. They said the average box was 10 comics. Now they're getting like ridiculous numbers of books of moderns and multiple copies. So that's one of the things I brought about CGC. But those aren't Grails, let's be honest. I mean,
yeah, it kind of annoys me though. Let me just say their modern has dropped to 27 days turnaround.
You're right.
Value is at 85. Economy is at 83.
There are no
yes, baby. Yes, man.
Usually fast track is worth it, but on modern, 27, fast track 20.
Yeah,
and then value is.
I got plenty of moderns to send, I guess.
There's value 85 days, fast track 46.
Wow.
Good lord.
Economy days.
That's without con.
42.
I'm gonna fly down there with 2 shorts and just get them the next day.
Just pay the fee and do the 1 day walk in and go home.
Dude.
That fast one, the
fast track.
Well, like if it's like $5,000 or more or something.
Yeah, it's I did the on-site. I did that once. I did that once.
3,000 max.
Oh, 3,000
is 5,000.
You're right.
Walkthrough. I did the walkthrough one.
Is that like a week? Is walkthrough like a week?
No, the top 3 don't change. Standard, Express, and walkthrough are basically 3 weeks, 5 days, and 1 day. And those are always that. If you send it in, it just goes in front of the line. I just sent a standard in, FF48, and they had it from the day it was marked received to the day it got shipped out was 3 weeks.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of Grails, DS brought up a good point. A lot of people are showing this book right here. My crazy ass. Let me hide that other motherfucking book because I don't want y'all to see that yet. But anyway, this one here, a lot of people have been showing this one off. Now, I got this back in the day, a lower price than what it goes for. It goes for a lot more today, but this is a 7.5, and this is the first full appearance of Galactus. It's the second appearance of Silver Surfer, and it's the first Silver Surfer and Galactus cover. So the first time Silver Surfer and Galactus in the cover. I also love the way Kirby has them drawn here.
That's the best cover of the three.
They're running away from the big ass explosion behind them. And I want to ask you guys this. What do you think about this book? And is it could it be considered someone's Grail?
Absolutely. Any book, like the criteria we have, we're not that's the best thing about this. The criteria we have is it would be fun. I mean, I guess scarcity, that's not scarce, but I mean, they're getting scarce. I mean, I've seen them, they're trading a lot, I guess, but it's liquid.
And JD, you being a big fan, a lot of times when you see a cool character like Silver Surfer, you just are you maybe have a Hulk 182, but you're really inching back where you want to get, or you're at Amazing Spider-Man 362, but you want to go back in time to get that 361 for the first appearance. Well, then that's what I did back in the day in the early years of my collecting. And I got my number 48, man.
Yeah.
JD, it's a 9.4.
It's white pages and white pages, right?
That was the one I was talking about.
I showed him my 8. Yeah, that would be considered a Grail.
Going to a 5-figure book.
Yeah, because that's pretty. It's a good, great grade for that book.
So you like that book? Would you consider now a Silver Surfer fan? This would most likely be one of their Grails. Right?
Yeah. Now, I guess. Knights, if you ask me, I'm going to ask if let's just say in the Golden Age, you've got I'll just say Fantastic 3. Okay, that's pretty much a Grail for anybody. And I wanted a specific non-technical, non-Superman or Batman, Wonder Woman Grail or Green Lantern or Captain America. I wanted something like that, Fantastic 3. Where it has collecting world knows what it is, but the outside world has no idea what's on that cover. Versus, does that matter? Because that's where it shouldn't. But you brought up something earlier that made me think about it, was when you brought up universally considered in a historic book. A historic book, Fantastic 3 is not historic. It's just Fantastic 3. I mean, okay, maybe first robot cover would not be considered.
It's not the first robot cover.
It's not, but it's
seventh robot cover, but it's the best one.
I'd say that's critically acclaimed.
Critically, right? Okay.
By who?
He's got Big Grim shorts and Commandy shorts.
By comic collectors, you're saying?
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, if you like a Grail like ASM,
and artists, people,
Well, Lou Fine, I could see that, but if you go and you say something like
maybe an Amazing Spider-Man number 4.
Well, I'm saying
not quite.
Do this. if you go with that theory, if somebody wants, they're gonna want an action one, but let's just say a non-universal character. Does that matter? Because it doesn't matter to me.
Well, that's personal meaning, right?
That's personal meaning. That's what I was going to get to. I'm like,
that's what I'm about.
I consider a Fantastic 3. Now, meanwhile, go to Golden Age comic people. There isn't a single soul who's like, yeah, of course. That's up there along with the usual suspects there. That's probably the first. In my opinion, I think it's the first one with the non-major superhero.
Yeah, I mean, when I pick up what I consider to be a Grail and it's a Golden Age book, and most of my comic friends are not going to know what it is or really appreciate how immense of the book it is because it's some random ass dark Golden Age book. I know there's a small group of people that will appreciate it for what it is, and it may not have universal appeal across the whole hobby, but for me, that doesn't really matter. But I do like to share it with people who do appreciate the Grail nature of it. I don't think almost every Grail I get is something that I want to share with somebody who will also appreciate that it's a Grail. And I don't care if it's a lot of people or just a couple people, or maybe just one. There's been books I picked up that I know just one person will appreciate, and I share it with them, and they know why it's a Grail. So I don't really care how many people appreciate it, but I always seek out the people that do and then show it to them because I know they will appreciate it. So yeah, it's nice to have other collectors in the hobby that appreciate what the book, why it's a Grail, and appreciate how cool the book it is. So I think that's important for a Grail. It's not really any fun to get books and never show them to anybody. If you just bought books and kept them, didn't have anybody share them with.
I do think though there are some books that you might still buy even if no one cared. I know.
Well, yeah, but that's your personal preference. I would do that.
Yeah, I have a couple, I guess.
I would have that. Like my Grail of a comic book, nobody would really want but me and run fillers, but it's not a run filler book. It's next to impossible to find, you know?
This is like a Grail book, and nobody cares about this book. It doesn't sell. Nobody ever looks for it. Nobody cares about it. I show it to people, and they're like, oh, that's cool. But I mean, it's super hard to find, and I love it. And yeah, I don't know. This is a Grail for me. But it's not very expensive, and it's not very sought after, but it is very rare, and I think it's really cool. So this is an example of a book I don't really know who truly appreciates it like I do.
That's freaking awesome, dude. That's
This isn't a Grail, but I love the hell of it because it takes me back to when I was a kid, and I saw this cover for the first time. I was like, yep. Yeah. And I love it every single time I see it.
That is the first time I ever picked up any book with Wolverine in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a true story. I never read X-Men until I read that book because John Buscema did the cover, and I'm like, if he's drawing this prick, let me read this bullshit. Because everybody was into X-Men, not me.
I like the cover, but when I got that book, I was like, what the hell is this patch crap? Not the Wolverine I know.
One of the Guru, you showed that boy book. That's where.
Hey, it ain't no Proud Boys. Ain't no.
No, it's such a. I kind of think when we go into this Grail category, there are the universal Grails, and then there's personal Grails, and then there's intermediary where do you consider it a Grail or not? I think it's to your own thing, but our criteria get to that.
One thing though, I want, which helps me sometimes is. And maybe this hasn't happened to you, but sometimes I'll think something's a Grail, and then when I get it, it's not. And
you just don't have that feeling.
I wonder what that is that makes me like, I'll just sell this.
So wait, I think I'm kind of confused too because we've gone around so many times. But what is everybody's individual like 3 things that make a Grail for you? Because like for you, Mike, what are your 3-4 things that make a Grail? Because you just said you would get something, and when you get it, you're like, it's not a Grail. But what are your 3-4 standards for a Grail? Because I know mine, and I know it's going to be different. But for you, like, why would you turn it down?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it has to be personal because I'm not just buying stocks. So if it's
I like that line. Hell yeah.
You know, I would choose like Tech 27 over Action 1, even though it's worth less or whatever. Has to be challenging, I think. I mean, it's really hard to pick 3. I think almost everything everyone said was like spot on. But yeah, probably. I mean, it's got to have some challenge to it, or else I don't know. It's not as fun. Like I would if suddenly. Tech 27, they found a warehouse full, like I'm talking millions of copies from the Golden Age, and you could buy it for $100. Yeah. I would still like that, but I don't think it would be as Grailific, you know?
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
So yeah, probably challenge, personal meaning, and some kind of.
Do you guys have any rule? I have one rule about my.
No, transcending universal appeal. Like, see, I can't pick 3. I can't.
I have one rule: is I have to buy a Grail of mine in person. I cannot buy it on the internet.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
That's nice. Sucks.
I mean, you have to fly to the place to get it.
I mean, no, I go to cons, and that's one of the challenge. the hunt at the cons is the only.
It's cool.
And that's what it is. And if I know a guy's going, I shoot him out. And if I know it's a guy with a who has one or has a book that I want, I'll say, please bring this, or a piece of art, please bring this, and I'll do the transaction.
If I ain't sitting at a con doing some damn hosting with the mosting and doing all that kind of roasting, I'd rather be just walking the con and buying books, looking at books, just mainly checking out stuff to see if there's any cool grails I'm interested in buying. Because a lot of times these last cons I've gone to, they've been all work, not a lot of play, if you will. But of course, I'm real cheap and, as far as my buying goes. But when I do buy, I hit that thing big a lot of times,
Nice. So
what about the 3 things?
Yeah, I like the challenge of getting something. If it's easy to get, it loses some of the appeal. And a classic example of that for me was Hulk 181. There was a point where that was on the top of my list. And it wasn't really that challenging to get, other than you just had to have enough money to get the grade you want. And then when I got it, I was like, the only thing that made it a Grail was the getting of it. And it was a challenge at the time based on what my budget, and I didn't have what to work with what I do now. So it was a big book, and it was tough. The challenge of getting it. But after I got it, I lost total interest in it, and I sold it quickly. But so I like the challenge. I like books that are rare and that people haven't seen before, or that, a book that might not be super hard to find, but is rare compared to comics generally, like this. And then I like for Grails, for me, I like really unique cover art. Stuff you don't see every day, stuff that's just very unique, very dark, very interesting works.
I love that book.
Art, sort of just bizarre stuff like that. So, and LD Cole does a lot of it. So these are 2 of my Grails here, and they're not super hard to find, but in the grand scheme of things, these are rare books. They're very unique covers. They were a challenge to find. This one particularly because of the prices currently in the current market. This one because this is my favorite book. I want the right copy, and I've wanted this ever since I got into Golden Age. So it was a challenge to get my favorite book, although it's not as much challenging now, but it still doesn't come up that much. So yeah, challenging, unique, and rare, I guess, would be my top 3.
That's awesome, dude. I agree with pretty much Michael on a lot of the things Michael said. And, it has to be personal preference, and like I said, it's the monetary value it's not, and like I said, I don't want to be Uncle Scrooge, but after time goes by and that thing goes up in price, it's like back in the day when I bought the Bitcoin for low and I sold it for high. It's just those kind of moments that you get out of your collecting, when you get just a great deal, or when you close the deal or get that book you really want. It's just an awesome freaking moment. And then the last one probably would be just, to show people, like DS said, one of his, share it with people, whether that be on Instagram or, well, if you do have like real close family, like your dad or your best childhood friend, here's my whiz number 2, dude. Hey, but don't be just showing that shit to anybody. It can't be any geek off the street. You got to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. You earn your keep. Fucking Golden guys mounting up in here. When are we going to show some books? We got to have some looks, man. I'm going to show you.
I did get something. I wanted to show you. Saw a glimpse of it.
You show it, baby. Show you.
Is it a Grail, JD?
No, it's not a Grail.
Well, is it Jack Kirby?
It is a thing. It's Jack Kirby signed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they did these. These were supposed to be with Marvel. I got the whole background story.
That's cool.
And they were a pin set, right? Oh. And there's characters on there, but there are no Marvel logos on there. Supposed to be done, and Jack left Marvel in '79. His company decided to do this, asked Marvel for permission just for these characters and everything else. There was a big hang up. So they held him, and he had all these things signed, and they were going to go into various books, and they just said, forget it, not going to do it. And the pin was going to be a giveaway. And so they came up with this collection with it. And
dude, that is so cool.
I mean, I can't get original art of his. It's impossible to find. because he only did a few of them, those Fantastic Fours, and any Silver Surfer work now is just really hard to find. But I'm very happy. It goes with my 2 Buscema sketches and Silver Surfer sketches I have. So, but what are you gonna do?
It's a cool piece.
Thank you.
Really cool piece.
There is. I wanted somebody else had did. I wanted to ask a question about the Grail. Oh, so I was going over the runs. Our Flag, the run Our Flag, number 5 is somebody's Grail for me, right? Mm-hmm. And he's watching right now. He's got 1 through 4.
Good luck. I wish you the best.
Can't find 5. Apparently there's a few people like that. You guys familiar with the cover, right?
Yeah.
What was the title of the book again?
Our Flag.
I consider that to be the last comic cover. That's the DS pick for first comic book horror cover.
Here it is.
This is, huh?
Yeah, okay. Legend, put it on the big screen.
I'll get you.
That's 1942.
Look at there.
Yep. Now it's oops, sorry, my bad. I gotta learn to fix that. But there it is. All right. Our Flag number 5. Now the last one that sold was 3 years ago, and it was a 0.5.
Dude.
In January of 18. Now that's one of those where if you're trying to get all the Our Flags, that's the one. That's a Grail, I think. And that's not a popular title. And actually, I don't know who. I'm guessing Murphy. I'm thinking Anderson did the cover. I don't know. I have no idea who did the cover. So it fails in so many of our categories. If you don't know who they are, it's got great eye appeal. I mean,
it's so cool. It's so rare. That's one of the rarest Golden Age books. I would put that up in the upper echelon with like Challenger, 3, the Truth Bomb.
Yep.
That was super tough. That Our Flag 5, there's only a couple books that just never, ever show up.
Green Giant.
Yeah, that one too, yes.
I think one thing's for sure is the more check marks on all our criterias that you have, the more chances this is a giant Grail that would be worth $1 billion,
$1 billion.
Yeah. I recently picked one up on Instagram in Our Flag 5. It was like a 1.0 or a 1.5 or something, or 1.8. That's the only one I've seen actually somebody bought since I've been in Golden Age. I think there's probably been a couple that maybe I've missed, but I have never seen that book for sale. I've only seen one person recently who said, "Look what I bought privately." And I think that's the first horror cover. I know everybody says it's the front page. Which is not. That's 1945. This is 1942. Now people say, well, there's a superhero on it, so it's not a horror cover. That's fine, but for me, it is. I mean, it's a classic horror scene in a graveyard. I know there's some superheroes on the cover, but that's
right.
Very early. Most of the stuff from the 41 through 45 is war related, and that's 1942. That's wheelhouse war stuff, and that's a horror cover in a cemetery, and it's so rare.
Well, you have a German soldier tied to a. You have a soldier.
Yeah, you don't usually see horror themed in that era. Is what I'm saying. I mean,
not German soldier. Well, I don't know what he is. A soldier. I thought he was German. He's got the pants that stick out. I can't really tell. Sorry.
What do you mean, German?
I mean, you got the full moon, you got the graveyard, you got the goblins, you got the skull, the scary trees. I mean, that's a horror cover. That's
red dress.
Maybe it's just people dressed in goblin outfits. It's not really monsters.
Yeah.
She got some voodoo stuff. She's a witch.
I got to crack open my 7.0 and read it.
So, Jeff, what's your 3?
Right, you do not have a 7.0.
It's right here.
Do you really?
What's your 3 criteria?
I think there are only.
I'll say my 3 pretty easily.
6 of them on the census, or 9, 6 or 9.
I'm not sure.
Who probably has 3 of them though?
Yeah,
I can. I'll tell you my 3 things. Just if I had to put them down to 3 to just cover it, broadly, it would be a classic cover by an artist that I really like, and scarce or rare. So that would be all I need. Just rare. The artist has to be like a Lufine, has to be a Schomburg, potentially. Not super rare, but and and a classic cover. That's all I really need for a book. Broadly, if I had to throw in a fourth, I'd also probably say the grade potential on it. Depending what it is, how high of a grade it is.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. I dig that list.
Nice.
And JD?
Number one would have to be have to hunt for it. You just can't find it. It has to be.
And you just like the adventure. When you talk about that, I totally get that. Dun, 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 and I hear you swinging it with that bullwhip, whipping around, grabbing the comic books and whipping.
You got to do that. You got to have the
mission,
the cover. You have to enjoy looking at it. You really have to. That's number. I mean, it's the number one in art. The rule in art is, buy with. It's the opposite of gambling. Buy with what you love, because you're going to be staring.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's the same thing is with comic books. I mean, we talked a little bit briefly behind camera. I mean, if your favorite character is Wonder Woman, I personally would rather have a Sensation 1 or Wonder Woman 1 as my Grail than the All-Star 8. That's the most common one we do in the Golden Age. If for the Silver Age, if your favorite character is Doctor Strange, you get hosed with Strange Tales 110. If you're a villain lover, you really don't have anything good other than the best one is Doctor Doom in the Silver Age, or Solomon Grundy. Solomon Grundy in the Golden Age. But
pretty good.
I think you really Scarecrow, Golden Age.
That's not a first appearance. It's just
right. That's first cover.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going by
Silver Age,
you really have to like to look at it. It has to. You have to enjoy it. And a good example of condition comes into play with that is, let's say I have a House of Secrets 992, and I grab it, or a Punch 12. All right, good example of that one. Mm-hmm. But it's all crinkly and everything on the cover. Well, it's such a dark cover that everything shows up. It's not worth it to be. Mm-hmm. So the presenting quality of it as well. And you want to be happy when you complete your Grail that you are satisfied. So I kind of think that comes into play. You have to enjoy looking at it. It's the number one rule I have with my art is as cool as it might be value-wise to get this piece for the value, it doesn't come into play as much for me. I'm like, if I'm going to spend X number of dollars on that, I better spend X numbers on something I want to look at. Mm-hmm. At least forever long. I don't want to flip it. It doesn't work well in art unless you have a lot of it. But that's the big three.
I got one thing to show. So I knew today was going to be the Grail day. So
hell yeah!
Someone got a job.
Special trip to the bank vault.
Nice
exclusivity here.
Oh man!
And in true Knights of Old Fashioned.
Oh my goodness!
You know how I like to do it.
Yes.
Snap!
There it is.
First appearance of Hitler being punched.
Look.
Yeah.
This is the Cap 1.
And
can you read it to us, please?
My cover is detached, so that makes it a little less nerve-wracking to hold. But another part that's really cool about this one is
Jack Kirby on the inside.
Shut the front door, dude.
Good paper.
Yeah, it's
great paper quality.
Kidding me right now?
And I'd say probably my number one Grail because I love Jack Kirby. I love the historicness of this, and
Jesus,
it's very hard to get because it costs a lot of money. It's not necessarily the hardest book to find, but
super envious right now.
Are you going to get it graded?
That's the only key Grail I want. I mean, honest with you, I'd rather have that than an Action 1 or a Tech 20. And everybody asks me, you'd rather have a Cap 1. I said, I'd rather have a Marvel one and a Cap 1.
How good that looks raw.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
That's
Just
like a
because
pro.
you can get such a beautiful one.
Well, I would at least put it in Mylar. You know.
I would at least.
Polybag
Polybag works. Double
Polybag
board.
works.
It's a beautiful copy.
Acid free though. Make sure they're acid free.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd display that one. Like,
I'm putting modern.
I
in my
put it
life.
back, take it back to the bank. You just put it
Yeah,
back
it's
to the
going
bank.
right back.
That's right.
Makes me nervous just holding it.
Nice.
Yeah, it makes me nervous watching you hold it.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
What do you think grade wise that is? 7.0, 7.5?
It's
Well,
detached cover.
I think the highest it could get.
Well,
is-
you know, 4.0, 3. You know, with all that being said, though, man, if it was attached, though, it would have to be like a 7.0 or 6.5. You know, it looked really good. Holy crap! Could you press the just the cover?
Good.
Maybe that might make it look cool. What do you think, Diaz?
I don't know anybody who would have the balls to do it.
Oh well, of course, yeah. But I'm just thinking,
I'd
if
press
it
somebody
wasn't
else's
maybe-
cap, not mine, maybe, but
Yeah.
DS though. Like, have you ever done that DS? Like, just pressed a cover or parts of a
No, you know that Dynamic 8 I have, when I bought that raw, it has a detached cover and it has the 2 center wraps are detached. And I thought about pressing the cover because it would help the cover out, but because of the detachments, I don't think it would help the grade. And you know, that book is so rare. I don't want to take a chance. Like, there's always a chance that even if I'm taking out of the press and I drop it or it tears, you know, I didn't even want to risk it. Not because it's so valuable. I've pressed books that are worth more than that. You know, not a ton of them, but it's not the value that bothered me. It's just that book is hard enough to find. I didn't think it would improve the grade. You know, I'll leave good enough alone. I didn't mess with it. But you know, if I had a big book like a Cap 1 that I thought a press could improve it, you know, I'd want to think that I would do it no problem, but it would be much more on my mind, the value of the book. But ultimately, you just have to tell yourself it's just a stack of paper like any other book. Just be careful like you always are and do the same thing you always do. And I've never detached the cover pressing. I've never had any major issues from pressing a book. So I think I would do it. But you know, that's easy to say until you have, you know, a Cap 1 in a VG with some pressable defects. And now, you know, I'm not so sure I would, but I'd like to think that I would.
DS, you're a student of the game. You know, you've learned a lot of your secret techniques from the great Captain Mike, man. One of the best, dude. And I'm always digging when, of course, I listen to you on your channel, you know, talk about some of the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes over there in the IG community. But you always got some of that good shit. Oh, wait. Let's put this on the
Send up. Did you put it in a plastic bag before you stuck it in that Mylar?
Oh,
Tell me you did, right? Okay,
look
good.
at there.
It's in
Of
my
course.
life. And then
Okay, great. Great.
My life
Smart.
is,
Smart.
The
Do that.
archive, the Mylar, the Mylar inside the archive. Oh my God! All right, good.
I don't want it to move around too much.
Fullback. How many fullbacks you got in there?
I do 2 halves.
Two of them.
Oh yeah.
You do 2 fulls?
And I got like 6 those micro paper, whatever the heck.
Yep.
Yep. That's great, Michael. That's great.
You know, back to talk about covers and pressing. I have pressed detached covers, but I've pressed them over other coverless books that I don't want to, like, you know, put too much. If I don't want to put too much pressure on the interior, I'll take that cover and I'll wrap it around some other Golden Age book, just to also, you know, help alleviate any more stress to a coverless book. So I don't know. It's always an option to keep in mind if you're concerned.
Nice.
I think it's really good. I want to give a big, humongous shout out to John Suntress of wordballoon.com. Word Balloons, John Suntress.
Oh, John,
is here.
we just flipped through a Cap 1.
Yeah, you missed it.
Yeah. Put it back
Cap
on the
1.
screen. All right, Michael got that book, John. Captain
And, you know,
America.
I also wanted to bring it out because in 5 days, it'll be the 80th anniversary of when this actually came out.
Wow.
Oh man, you got to do a big video, Michael. Like maybe with like music and everything.
I don't know. I was tempted to not even show this, so it's just going back to the bank.
Damn! All right, I feel you. I mean, it's kind of like having the freaking codes that want to start World War III. I know what you mean. You want to get those back into the vault. I think that's freaking amazing. You know, I got a book to show. I was going to show this one. A lot of times, some of our more younger collectors, they try to start out with more of the modern age, and they get their own favorites. Like I had my favorites. You know, I love my Fantastic Four, loved my Captain Marvel. You know, Shazam. That was where it was at. But a lot of them liked old Harley Quinn over here.
That's a Grail.
You think that's a Grail?
Yeah,
and I do too, because Harley Quinn. And here's the thing: if you're a completist, I love the Batman Adventures comic book series. I have all of them. I'm collecting the brand new one that's been coming out, which is haven't read it yet, but I've been collecting it. So this one here, though, great book, and you know you get to complete your run because the other ones aren't really hard to get. So that is a good one. Thanks.
But I think if I was like Bill Gates or someone, I wouldn't care about a $1,000 book.
Well, you know, you can look at this. You know, if you talk about, I got a buddy named Carson, and he wanted to see a little bit of blue and gold. Y'all want to see a little blue and gold?
Blue and gold, yeah, always.
All right, JD, you're gonna love this, man. So this book, I know it ain't gold, but it's some silver, and some people consider it a Grail. It's the first appearance of Ted Cord. You know, down there's the Blue Beetle. Well, Ted Cord as the Blue Beetle. It ain't no Dan Garrett, and it is Captain Adam. JD, freaking cool character. I would love to get this Captain Adam Charlton first appearance, and maybe I will one of these days. But I bought this mainly for Ted Cord.
1961, yeah.
66.
November. First Adam was 61.
Oh, first 61.
Yeah.
Well, issue 32 was first Adam, right? 33 or 32, right?
Yeah.
Now, you know, whenever DC got the rights to use our buddy Ted Cord, they thought it would be good to give him a buddy to kind of, you know, shoot the shit with in the Justice League, and we got this guy. Would this be a Grail? Booster Gold's first appearance, 9.6?
No,
it's got to be 9.9, 9.6. Absolutely not.
No, that's not Grail. This is the first Adam, right? This is the first Adam appearance?
Oh, that Adam. I thought you were talking about Captain Adam.
Oh no, that's the Ray Palmer one.
Oh, you were thinking of the Charlton one?
Yeah, the Captain Adam. Yeah, the more, I guess, the Captain Manhattan type. That's their kind of mock up.
Yeah.
But Booster Gold, you know, Booster Gold may have not been your fancy, but if you take a look at Ted Cord's first solo series in Blue Beetle #1 of June 67, you also get the first appearance of the Question. 9.4. Question, Grail?
That it could be.
Yeah.
If you're into that kind of like hardcore detective,
9.4. I mean, that's
9.4 weight page.
Well, especially with like DS, you've heard this. I've heard this because we've been in it a long time, and boy, we always know those Charltons have that shit quality paper. So to get a high grade one, oh, it is actually pretty good. Like when I got that Ted Cord's first 8.0, holy shit, that's a great grade. You know what I mean? Like that to me, you know, I know a lot of people like 9.8, 9.8, 9.8, but dude, an 8.0 of something you like really love it's a great feeling, man.
Yeah, I recently picked up a Grail, but it's not a Grail for me. It's just an investment, but it's a Grail for a lot of people. And Legend, you will appreciate this. If JD wants to make me big, I'll show you a position.
Oh yeah,
this is unquestionably Grail material, but it's not a Grail for me. For me, it's just an investment. So you can hold that against me if you want, whatever. But I picked up this.
Oh yeah, all right, excellent, beautiful cover, beautiful freaking cover appeal. I mean, I don't know.
Copy for a 1.8.
I think it's a beautiful 1.8.
Not bad. I mean, it's got some chipping on the side, but overall, it's pretty intact. It's pretty white. It looks good.
Yeah.
I don't have it in hand yet, but so this is a book I just picked up as an investment. But, certainly Grail level. And I really did want a nice looking copy, has good value. So I think this copy is very presentable and should be very liquid. It's a nice, really nice low grade copy of that book. But yeah, that's Grail material, but it's not a personal Grail of mine. But
that is freaking Grail material. I mean, like,
yeah.
Oh my God, the Fantastic Four, man. They're making a comeback.
But if I was going to ask you, Knights, if a Golden Age book, like
I think DS has got mine beat.
I don't know, it's probably close.
Yours could be 0.5.
No, I think it was a 1 or 1.5 maybe.
They're close. I mean, that's what mine looks like. I think I don't have mine in hand yet, though. So when I get it, we'll compare.
Yours a 1.8.
That looks a little better than that one.
1.8. That's a pretty cool just grade to get. 1.8.
The worst part is she's got a little bit of rip quote right there is a little ripped off. But I do like the black on his mouth is pretty much all intact, which is kind of hard to find on low grade copies.
Man, I tell you what, guys, when I see these Fantastic Four ones.
Oh yeah, show yours, Legend, so we can get.
Oh shit! Yeah, why the fuck not? Hey, I didn't think about
3 FFs.
I sold mine. Woo! Sold my 4.5.
Yep. Show your 9.5 of the 9.4. They don't do 9.5, do they?
They used to.
I think the first set they did.
Let me show this to John Suntress because I gotta get my main man from wordballoon.com, John Suntress. That's
5. That's nice.
5 freaking 5. Send it to my main man Chandler Rice from Desert Wind Comics. God rest his soul.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Send it to him. I bought this 5.5 from a great, sweet, old school family, old school type mom and pop collectors. Got it from eBay, said I'd give it a good home. They accepted the offer, and I was glad to give them the offer, if you know what I mean. They sent me a beautiful 5.5 blue label. And then what I did, I sent it back in to get the signature. I sent it into Desert Wind to get the signature. Now, I do believe, you know what? This thing, I don't know if it needs a press or anything like that, but I just think I'm going to keep it like it is. And Stan's signature coming out of the mouth of the beast.
Got nice color, too.
Yeah, very nice color. And it's kind of like what y'all have been saying. DS does this with his horror books. Michael, Golden Age Guru, does this on his books as well. A lot of us do. We want to get just like even like showing that 1.8. I mean, that's a beautiful freaking 1.8. Great cover appeal. Now, if it was something that was like a Fantastic Four with the top of the cover like ripped off where you couldn't see the title Fantastic Four, that'd fucking suck. I probably wouldn't buy that one. But like the one you're doing, DS, looks very cool, and good luck with your investment. And hopefully,
I want something that's. I find it's easier to move books that look good for the grade, because there's a lot of books out there, and if you have a 2.5 or if you have a 9.2, there's a lot of other ones out there competing with it. So like the FF48 I bought one that was squared up nice and centered. It didn't have that under wrap. So that when I do go to sell it, that FF1, it's going to be in the mix with other low grade ones that people are shopping around. Hopefully mine will present better than most of the other ones out there in really low grade. That'll help to move it and give it a little extra value on the market ultimately. It helps to have something that's presented for the grade that it is, for sure.
And I know some of you out there, y'all don't have any love for the purple restored grade, but if you get a book and you get the book professionally restored by the professionals that know what they're doing, you can get a beautiful, awesome purple label with a kick-ass grade and a book that won't fade, because this book got paid. It got paid in an investment of preservation. And man, that's how we got to do this fucking relation, because I'm running out of time, because I'm running out of rhymes, motherfucker. JD, what you got? Where's JD? Get him on
I'm
there.
back.
But some books.
All right, so I have a Grail that's different because it's a pulp. It's the first Conan.
Ooh.
Oh, damn, that's cool.
Okay, so I've been on the hunt for, and that's harder to find than a lot of the comic books, but it's not impossible. The thing, I can't slab mine. That's the only thing. And I can't save it, which is why why I don't want to spend so much money for something that they haven't figured out a way to figure out a way to put it in your plastic.
It's scarier, because you can't verify that it's complete or restoration or.
I know, and that's why I want to buy it in there, and I know what I'm looking for. Like, I'm looking for like a plastic piece, for something like, for a pulp, and I'm gotta find a way. Here's an example of what I'm talking about here. First of all, pulps are really thick.
Some of them fit in those cases. I've tried a couple of the thinner pulps; they'll fit, but
yeah.
CGC will have some of the thinner ones.
Yeah, but I don't think they did.
I'm sure you can find something at the Container Store, man.
He's got a little bit of that Rubbermaid container to the right on his screen. I'm wondering if that's like a little deal where you can humidify our books or make
that is exactly what that is.
I figured that even though I can only see about 33% of that thing, I knew it was one of those machines that would give your books the moisture your books need before they get pressed and clean. You only get the from JD Comics
and press over there.
Oh man, you're pressing it, baby. Man,
over there.
You're making me depressed with jealousy because I don't have the tenacity to some books.
I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, the obscurity of it. But I kind of consider the first Conan an absolute Grail. I mean, I'm a big Conan fan.
Like Tarzan, JD, right?
Well, yeah, the Tarzan one would be really good. That's a lot more money and a lot harder to find.
Oh yeah, I want that one.
Yeah, that one's.
The Conan's up there. Conan's in the top 10 for pulp Grails for sure.
It's actually top 4 now.
Yeah, I mean it's up there.
Yeah, just Flash Gordon. It's Tarzan, the Grail of Grails. That's the action one of the pulp world is Tarzan.
Oh yeah,
I do want to show
then Flash Gordon, then Buck Rogers,
Guild,
Conan,
Gray.
The covers, the Creeping Death one,
the Phantom cover, yeah.
Some Grails,
woman.
If they show the Batwoman, if you're
Batwoman one is cool. I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
I could show that one if you guys want to see one, but
yeah,
I want to show one more.
I got my pulp.
Show yours, Mike. I'll go grab mine in a second.
So this shows, I think, maybe how a Grail could have personal meaning and satisfaction. Both of those, because and I got this at yours truly right here's booth.
Yeah, hell yeah, gold.
And it's
Golden Age.
doesn't have a cover. It doesn't have a cover, but I love it.
Marvel Comics 1.
Well, still presents well. It's in Mylar.
From him.
Yep.
Marvel Comics 1 from the booth of Golden Age.
And, it makes a great pair.
Holy shit!
Put on that just
to great pair. Say that holy shit!
Do you have a facsimile cover for it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I taped that to the Mylar or the.
Nice.
I like that. I like that.
I can.
Yeah.
Real good.
You have to stay within your means because.
Well, that book coverless is better than a lot of other books coverless because that one, it's the substance of what's in the book and what the book is itself that makes it so important. Really, the cover is the least important thing on that book, honestly.
Yeah, that's what sold me. I knew because I was toying with the idea a few times and I passed up a couple. And of course, when I decided I wanted one coverless, I couldn't find one. And I just walked in the con. And the con wasn't even open yet. And I was like, ooh, can I see that, please, Jeff? Can I take that down, please? And it didn't leave my hands until.
No, he was he knew he wanted it so bad that even when he was trying to make offers, you're like, no, he's going to pay full. You just know that already.
Hey, JD, can you show us that book you're looking at right now? The very front cover of that book. You see how it says pulps in that kind of font and that kind of the color. It's that Indiana Jones style colored on that cover there. And we were just talking about how JD likes the adventure of finding the golden idols and, knocking the tarantulas off of Alfred Molina's back, Of course, he's going to get the spider tentacles, right? Or the octopus tentacles on there pretty soon again.
That's a cool book to get if you ever get that
Doc Ock's first.
No,
Ooh,
the first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big.
ASM3 is definitely a Grail.
I promise you, when there's time to grade these, this will be the highest graded copy of this book.
Wow.
Oh, my
That
goodness.
is
I promise
tough
you.
one to find.
I mean, you got to look at this beaut. I mean, it is
Wow.
as clean as it can be for
And
a
by the
pulp.
way, that is October of 33. For those of you that don't know, that is the classic
I mean,
cover.
it is.
God, it doesn't even have any cracks on the edges.
It doesn't have anything. This thing is like.
Is that
cherry.
a pulp you're going to send to CGC or CBCS or one of the graders?
When the time comes, because literally I keep it in a Gemini,
Mm-hmm.
covered out of dark. I don't even know how to store this dang thing like properly.
When
I'm just
will
like-
these companies freaking start grading pulps?
They will.
man?
when they're done grading modern books, they're gonna make
And
something
those damn
better.
video games, those Wata games, those thick ass cases, those would be pretty good for a gold.
I think that Weird Tales
Thing.
to me is like the Chamber 19. It's
Well-
the iconic cover of Pulp, like Chamber 19 is for pre-cover.
It's also a Conan story.
Pulp cover, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's also, yeah, it is a great cover in the pulp world. It's considered the like you said, it's the known specifically for the cover. It has a good Conan story in it, and it's an early Conan story. And
Shit.
I think that's Margaret Brunbridge is the artist. Yeah, she did that cover, and
Her work is so silky smooth and just simple and striking, and she nailed so many of her covers. It's just got such a slick look to it. All her covers are so good.
Show it again, JD.
this
That
is she
cover is amazing. Look at that.
Real cool.
All
Wow.
right.
Dude.
Now she did a lot of Weird Tales, but she did some Secret Six. She did a bunch of other ones too.
Damn
I
secret
think that's where
sex.
you can make a lot of investment is if you tap into the markets that have not had grading done to them yet. You can, because they will eventually. Like these old.
Yeah,
They'll
platinum.
grade that. They'll grade that eventually.
They just decided to do a movie, right? On Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
Wasn't that
Dungeons
just
and
announced?
Dragons movie. Yeah, I think it has what Chris Pine.
Chris
in
Pine,
there?
right? Yeah.
This is one of the originals, and only 2,000 made. I mean, even this,
That's kind of
you know,
cool.
nice copies of these original ones are gonna.
Oh yeah, they'll
The
skyrocket.
CPC case on that, and it says first printing and all this because they're kind of a pain to figure out what printing you got. But
They could grade that first thing, can't they? That you had? They could grade the first one you showed. I don't know if they would, but they could.
maybe they could. Yeah, I don't know if they know enough about
They'll
it.
grade anything that fits in the case. It doesn't have to be a comic book. They'll grade a magazine or a pamphlet or a booklet.
But
I
they know all the.
I had them grade my wedding photos. It was awesome. It came out really nice.
They'll do anything for
I
money.
want to show y'all this book here real quick. And this isn't the golden age, but for any fan of the classic, you know, back in the day, you had the classic basketball. Everyone loves my basketball memes, but this one is your classics. I'm talking your Boston Celtics and your Los Angeles Lakers. You had Bill Russell, the big towering center over there on the Boston Celtics team. 11 championship rings, more rings than the man has fingers, going against the guy that scored over 100 points in a game for the Philadelphia Warriors, now a Los Angeles Laker, Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. Not only did he get the ladies, he may have got this book. So think of two giants battling it out.
Larry Bird.
And Magic Johnson or something, right? But think of this, a beautiful Fantastic Four 25. Now, this battle here was a lot longer. Hulk and Thing really went toe-to-toe longer, and the rest of the Fantastic Four were kind of left out of the picture. And when that happened, Hulk, unfortunately, just really got a good ass. No, Thing got a good ass whipping. Hulk was the one whipping all the ass, which, you know, to my demise, sometimes you just got to, you know, realize that your boy Thing got beat. But dude, what do y'all think? For a fan, would this be Holy Grail?
I think in the right grade it is because I love the purples, the color strikes on that potentially. I like that better than I like 26. 26 is
Going
cool
up the
in concept,
stupid,
but I don't like. Yeah,
the building.
I mean,
Giant
I like-
Man looked kind of cool. That was like probably the only save.
that one's. I think that one's always going to take a backseat to number 12. You know,
well, yeah, 12. I'm going to get my 12 graded.
No, 112 is the better book.
I hope it's
112 is the better book.
Yeah, 112 is the best cover.
No, we would say so. I'm
No,
kind of
no.
agree. Fantastic Four issue 12 was the comic that was my Grail as a teenager. I never thought I would get number one. I mean, that's just like, you know, becoming an adult, you start making some damn good money and some good freaking things fall in your lap, and you start getting some good big boy books, man. So, man, I think that Fantastic Four 12, like you said, Golden Age Guru, I'm going to get it.
That's 112.
Now, 112, let's see it again, DS. Don't be shy,
No,
man.
not as good as
I love that cover, though.
but I do like the black cover.
Look at the blacks on that 8.5 right there, fans. You know, if we had a timer and that timer said 3 minutes, we'd be selling this thing here live. 24 viewers, JD. We got it going on. We got an auction here, fans. We got DS Comics. He's selling his Fantastic Four 112. I'm just kidding.
I thought this was going to get a 9.2, and they said multiple creases, certain places, and they're simply not on the book. I really feel like this is a 9.2. But whatever. I mean, there's not a single spine tick or crease on this thing. You know, there's some light wear up on the edges by the corner. But yeah, it's a beautiful copy for an 8.5. It is for sale, but I'm not dropping the price on it because I'm not in a hurry to sell it, and it's such a beautiful copy. So,
how much do you want for that book? What are you selling it for right now?
I don't know. I think I have it at like $330.
$330. And you know what's great, fans? You can see what other items he has for sale by following his IG channel. What's the great thing about DS Comics? He's got 2 IG channels, his personal and the one where he sells his goods. So
Yeah, FF12. There it is.
I kind of like the FF12.
Tap your Instagrams in there. All right, let me look at this.
Sorry.
Now. Guru, I got to see this book here. I got to see it. Show it again. Yeah,
that's the FF12.
That's it.
I don't know, man. I like that more than the stupid light.
Yeah. I'll take the every day, all day, though. Yeah.
Oh, great or not? I just kind of.
I've had the FF12. I've never had it in a good grade.
That's not mine.
I will be upgrading mine. I know I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to say.
Yeah, I had a 4.5 of that 4.5 off white to white that I sold last year.
I remember that. I remember when you showed that. Yeah, that's the good stuff.
Yeah, it was a very nice copy that I had. I'm not a FF fan really. I had it just to flip, but it was a pretty nice copy. It was a 4.5. It was a really good looking 4.5 with nice page quality. It was a really good book. It went quick. I put it on eBay and it sold in like 20 hours.
Yeah, I got my Journey 85. I swapped that for a Journey 85. Better deal.
Yeah, I love the early Marvel.
I mean, I got a beautiful white
Circle 12 price,
but of course, 5.5. You know,
when I had that FF12, I didn't realize this when I bought that one, but I thought somebody had colored in the eye with a blue pen on the eye. I was like, damn it, I got screwed on this. Some kid colored in with blue pen on the eye, and then I went and researched, and all of them are like that. And I was like, okay, it's just the thing on that book. But you know how the eye had the dot on the eye is colored in blue on the FF12. It's so weird. I didn't have any idea until I got it.
Blaming kids for nothing, man. That's messed up.
Yeah, I know it. I'm super paranoid. Every time I get a book, I think there's all kinds of issues with it. I have to convince myself it's good. I work from a standpoint of it's completely fucked, and I work my way into feeling that it's good. That's how I always do it.
It's true. It's kind of true. I'm literally looking at books that just came in today, looking for like where's the color touch? Where's the
Well, you know that blue gold. You know that Schomburg I just bought? I found glue on it. This one here.
On the interior?
Yeah, it's got glue. I don't know if the cover is fully detached or not, but I suspect that the cover is detached and it has a line of glue on the inside of the cover holding the cover to the first wrap.
Oh, so it's doing something, huh? So it will be restored then.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to get it removed, and I think the cover will come detached. It's not a huge deal for me. I mean, it's not like this book's easy to find. You know what I mean? That's a tough one. A little disappointing to see that, but, I mean, it is what it is. It's not cosmetic, though. It's not color touch. It's not trimmed, but it just has a line of glue on the inside of the spine here. So I can get that removed, and then I think the cover's detached, and then it's still a really good-looking copy, which is
cover.
Assuming the cover will be detached, I think it's probably
Show that one more time.
probably 3035. I still think it's a really nice copy.
Yeah, I it's one of Schoenberg's best right there.
Yeah, it's a real cool book, and the colors are good, and it's
the trolls, getting choked by the, and most of the all news aren't, they started doing the boy commandos and so.
Yeah, this one's got the Nazi guy on there,
the witch, right? Whatever that is, yeah.
And it's got the dials I love. It says heart rate, like they're measuring her heart rate, and it's got the little dials, and I guess they're pumping gas into that he's busted it open to save her. So yeah, it's just a classic good Schomburg. And these Schomburg, these Harvey books, like All New and Speed, they're kind of tough to find, and some of them are really cool, and I think they're still undervalued. So yeah, this one is not as good as 8, but I have now 7 and 8. So I've got my 2 favorite from the run, and I'll get that taken off and cleaned up, and maybe get like a 3035 on it, and I'll be happy with it.
Very good. Well, I think that's good. So wrap up. Let's go over our Grail criteria. We all want one. We all can't afford the one we want most.
Best of kind, right? So
best of kind.
So yeah, this is the best cap you could get.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Just a beautiful freaking.
Pretty challenging.
Book. It's historic, man.
Personal to me.
Yeah. Personal to you.
Aesthetically pleasing, yeah.
Oh yeah, signed.
Punching that pump.
Not a pedigree. Oh yeah, it is signed. Yeah,
it is signed.
Satisfying. Yeah, I felt very satisfied getting that.
Unique. I don't even own it. I feel satisfied for seeing it.
Me too, dude.
I don't know about unique.
It's signed. What makes it unique?
Yeah. Okay. Valuable. Yeah.
Yes.
We got
kept in a safety deposit box. Check.
Historic. Yes.
Yeah.
Exceptional quality.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, even though the cover's detached, it presents like a 6.5 or something. 6
transcends hobby universal appeal. Yeah. Got Hitler on there. The Hunt. Yeah, that was
the Hunt.
But not. I'd say I've hunted a lot harder for things that are like $100. That are just.
Oh yeah, there's a Conan on this
claim. Yes, and pretty rare, I'd have to say, even though it's a common Golden Age Grail. But
Michael Knights of Old Man, you talk about your Lou Fine, baby. Well, I got something to show you, because I may not have no Lou Fine, but I got some Larry Fine. And Larry is right there getting a little dirty behind the scenes at the newsstand, if you know what I mean. You got Curly in the background coming on down, shooting some shit as this guy's looking around. And then Mo's got the action right there, and he's about to show you off. You look real close into the camera. You'll say the Infinity.
I love that
Infinity cover, man. You got to love classic Infinity covers. Michael, what's your thoughts about Infinities?
I love them. I mean, I don't collect them, but and I wonder what the Grail Infinity cover is.
I don't know, but currently over there at CBCS, there's only about 4 of these on their census, the small census over there. So I just love this book, though, man. 3 Students for Life. That was one of my Grails.
Looks really good for a 4, too.
A 4, oh, man. Looks a real nice, clean 4. Next on the Holy Grail is my Wiz Comics number 2. We got Mask Marvel in the chat. This guy right here. Years ago.
How red that is.
Years ago, this guy, Mask Marvel, about 2013, 2014, he let me know that this book was being sold on the Bay, and the price was right. It was a good night, because when I got Wiz Comics number 2, I was filled with delight. This is one of my freaking favorite characters of all time. It's one of my dad's favorite characters of all time. It's got just meaning all around. So I'm glad to have this in my town. Now, next up, Marvel Comics. You got to have a little bit of that Marvel Silver Age, and my Marvel Silver Age has always been the world's greatest.
Oh, yeah.
Magazine, man. And that's Fantastic Four. Side Stan the Man Lee at 5'5", like I said. Desert Winds, Chandler Rice.
Can you show that up closer to the camera? Real close. Look at that. Yeah.
This clean, man. Really freaking clean.
Very clean.
That's right.
White to white.
John Suntress.
Very nice reds and oranges on there too. Great deep colors.
Larry joined the
signature is not so bad.
That's right, man.
So, Word Balloon Boy brings up that Joe Kubert and Norm Mauer did the Stooges Conference St. John's. Yep,
that's right.
Of Shemp was in those, and
because Norman was Joan Howard's Joan, of course, the daughter. Norman was the son-in-law of Mo Howard and their manager, their manager at the time when they were doing all those cool things, like even that Kooks tour, the old outdoors documentary type deal.
Nice.
Okay. And then, of course, real quick, Jetty, again, it's just a little bit of the value. Yeah, if they get worth some money, that's sweet. It's kind of like, just not, you're buying your favorite character, but you're also at the same time, and it may not have been your original incentive to do this, but you're buying your favorite character. If your character's hot, hey, if your character's popular, that's great, because your character's gonna be worth a lot more money. So in case if you do have to sell them for some cash, or you die off and family gets rid of them, that's cool too. They'll get some good money.
I always laugh when I paid for my Journey 83.
Mm-hmm. You paid that low price, didn't you?
I bought it 20 some odd years ago.
Well, I think to anyone who thinks they can't,
what year is this?
They can't get a Grail. Don't think that
26 years ago
you could get whatever you want. You just
anything is a Grail. I mean,
you gotta work at it, you'll get it.
Curly Joe Dorita, baby.
Artwork has become more passion. There's Golden Age books I'm still going for, and I still go with the Golden Age, and Bronze Age, but mostly I've been recently looking at art. I just picked up a piece last week. Interesting piece. Ryan Stegman, Avengers piece. Nice.
All right, man. I hear someone getting frisky under the table, man. You know what that means? It's we about all the time. How about you, DS? What you got going on?
Well, I was just going to say, what Knights was saying. Yeah, you can get your Grails. Never say never.
Yeah.
Don't say anything's unattainable, because I've heard other people who have inspired me early on, and when I got back in the hobby, and I still make $500 a week at my day job.
Wasn't I one of the ones that inspired you?
A week at my day job.
I love you.
What I've done is I've gotten creative. I've learned to move certain books for other books, to take advantage of opportunities here and there. And you don't have to be some major dealer picking up massive collections. You can figure out a way to just be creative and hustle and work hard, and you can move up the ladder, and you can obtain Grails, like a book like this, which I got. Basically, I traded my Hulk 181 for this, essentially, is what I did. So I hustled my way up to Hulk 181, and I traded it for this. And my total input of money outside of the hobby was very small, ultimately, from the beginning of that journey to get this. And this is way out, at the time, way outside of what I could afford based on my living circumstances. But you figure out ways to be creative with what you have to work with and make moves. Don't be afraid to make moves, and you can get bigger books than you might think. So, I totally agree with what Knights was saying there.
Yeah, and I've always been the one who will sell, every single tiny little thing, because eventually that just adds up to one big awesome thing, and that's way better to have, at least for me, more satisfying, that one big thing.
I think, and unless you're on a really high level and you've been in the hobby a long time, if you have to be okay not having everything, you have to be okay letting some things go that you really like, and overall it improves the quality of your collecting and your enjoyment in the hobby overall. But you've got to learn to let things go. You've got to be okay not having everything, and by doing that you can get really big Grails that you never thought you'd be able to obtain.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, and that's what I try to do. And ideally it's always great if you can buy a collection and flip it and make a ton of money, but most people have day jobs and are not doing this as a living, so you can still do it. You just have to hustle and be creative with what you have to work with, and anybody can do it. So
you must have seen that, Jeff, someone who really wanted something and but then they kept saving or whatever, and then eventually
it's like anything. I mean, if you really want it, you're gonna save for it. So comic collecting is the same thing. If you're gonna depending on what your situation is, if you got to work towards it, it might take a little bit longer, but you can work towards it and get it. So it's just depending how much do you want it. And if it requires some sacrifice, is that worth it to you? And then go ahead and make it. And it might hurt at first, but the reason you're doing it is because that book you're getting is going to fill that little gap or that book you're missing. So, I mean, it can be done very easily. It just takes dedication and time, man. And enjoy the hunt. And enjoy the hunt, man. And I mean, look, I've seen so many people who get lucky and they just find collections. Yeah. You can be anybody. A guy who collects modern books. You know, I know a guy who collects modern books, and he fell into a Silver Age collection. He got every single Silver Age Grail just this last year. Wow. You know, 50s books, Golden Age books. I mean, it's constant. It's out there. You know, if you get lucky, great. If not, you got to work for it.
I find more boxes of 90s Drek than I'll ever find. I mean, 10 centers. I'm like,
the harder you work, the luckier you get. Like if you're working hard, you will get. I've had lucky finds just because I work hard and I get discouraged. And man, I've been busting my ass and it's not paying off. And then right around the corner, you fall into something really awesome. And so the harder you work, the more luck it generates too. So
and the more savvy you become, and the better you become. You get more knowledge out of it. You're trying every angle. You're working. You're learning. I mean, it's
keep it on your Bronze Age guide right now.
Keep it on your mind, and then you won't be dropping every dollar you earn on like coffee every day or something.
That's why I only have one pair of pants. I'm not wasting money on pants. I am focused. I am focused on my Grails, and I am not spending money on pants.
That's why you wear. That's why you wear overalls. So you don't have to wear a shirt either.
There you go. You don't have to wear a belt.
Yep. So, well, one of the things we're going to close it out right now. Once again, we are the Golden Guys. Just like the Golden Girls, without all the sex appeal, with less cake, but we do love B. Arthur, our favorite bartender from the Akame, if you want to know her name, or from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, in a holiday special. Happy Wookiee Life Day, everybody! Yeah, exactly. Very good. Have a good one. Peace.
Thank you for being a friend. Drive down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party,